Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I remember last time in our previous session, you were talking about how you were currently very stressed about some things in your life. And I just kind of wanted to talk about what some of those things were and what happens in your life that makes you feel stressed.
Sure.
Can you give me some examples?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest stressors right now for me is my work. I
Okay.
feel like I've got too much work and not enough time.
Okay.
And it feels almost like I don't have enough, you know, motivation to complete everything because it just feels overwhelming.
Okay, so definitely a lot of stress comes from work.
Yes.
Is there anything else in your life that you feel is stressful?
Yeah, I have issues with eating, and I used to have an eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I get stressed about calories and what I'm eating during the day. Am I eating enough? Am I working out enough? I think about that a lot, and that's sort of like a constant stressor.
Okay, so today we'll kind of focus on the stressors of what you feel when you're working or when you're at work, and then related to your eating habits. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a therapy called dialectical behavioral therapy, and it practices a few things, and one of it is mindfulness. And practicing mindfulness can be very helpful when you have a lot of stressors in your life.
Okay.
So today we're going to do a couple techniques that you'll be able to take out of here and just implement to your everyday life that should help you not feel as stressed.
Okay. So you mean like I could do them at home?
Yes, you can do them at home, you can do them at work, do them whenever you feel the most stressed.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the first thing that we're going to do is a skill that you use your five senses for.
Okay.
And it is mostly you're supposed to do it when you feel your mind wanders the most, whether that's on your car ride home from work, or if you go on walks or runs, or maybe in the shower, places like that, where you feel like you think about what is stressing you out the most in your life.
So you mean like when I'm constantly thinking about like
Yes.
my stressors over and over again?
Right, right.
Okay. Okay.
So an example of using mindfulness. So let's say you are going for a walk.
Okay.
We're going to use your five senses. And the first sense that we're going to use is your vision. So as you start to go on your walk, you're going to walk outside and let's say it's a sunny day. So you notice that it's sunny, you can see the blue sky, you can see the trees going in the wind, the cars going by, just aspects like that. And then you're going to think about what you hear. Do you hear birds chirping? Do you hear the sound of cars' engines? Do you hear your footsteps? Maybe children are playing outside. Just get in tune to what you hear.
Okay.
And then you're going to talk about what you feel. Do you feel sweat dripping down your back? Do you feel your legs brushing together? Do you feel your footsteps hitting the ground? Anything that you feel. And then you're going to think about what you're tasting. So if you brought a big ice cold water with you, do you feel when you take a drink, do you feel the cold water going down your throat? Maybe you feel the condensation coming off of the cup. And then you're going to talk about what you smell. Do you smell fresh flowers? Do you smell the grass, freshly cut grass, just aspects like that. So, can you think of an activity that you do on a daily basis that you feel you think about your stressors the most, that your mind just wanders? That you could practice this type of activity with?
I would say maybe like in the morning when I take a shower.
Okay. So let's try to just um, practice and go over some of the things you would see or hear or taste while you're doing that. Can you just give me a few examples?
Yeah. So, I definitely like feel the hot water and the
Right.
steam
Right.
on the shower. I can smell the shampoos and the different soaps that I'm using. I can see different parts of my bathroom. My shower's glass. I guess I can see, like my whole bathroom from my showers. I can see my window and my mirror. And I guess I can kind of taste like the water that's in the shower.
Right. Okay. So you feel the hot water running off of you. You can see your bathroom, smell the shampoos. I really encourage you to dive into those feelings as you take your everyday shower or in any other times during the day where you feel your mind wanders. Really try to go and think about your five senses and think about everything that you're feeling, you're touching, you're smelling. It really will help from allowing your mind to wander onto different stressful things.
Can I ask you a question about it?
Yes.
So, like when I'm thinking about doing it now, I guess I'm thinking about that it's probably going to be hard for me to concentrate on those things. Like, what do you suggest? Like, I feel like once I start thinking about like the water, my mind's going to immediately go to something else.
So you mean when the water comes onto you, you would no longer be thinking about how it feels, you would be thinking about something stressful?
Yeah, like I feel like as soon as it's going to be hard for me to concentrate on just those things. Like my thoughts are going to go back to the stressors no matter what.
Right. Okay. So as your thoughts go back to the stressors, I just encourage you to take a deep breath and to try and get your mind back to your five senses. Okay. It is very normal to think about the stressors because that is just what you're used to.
Yeah.
But I just encourage you to try and refocus, take a deep breath, and go back to thinking about those five senses.
Okay.
It may take a few times. Practice is going to help. But it is very, very, normal.
Okay.
To feel like stressors are coming in and out.
Okay, good.
Okay, and so the next thing we're going to do is mindful meditation.
Okay.
Which is it's just like a different way to practice mindfulness.
Okay.
Have you ever meditated before?
Not really. Like, I think I tried, like, years ago, but not in a long time.
Okay. Did you find it helpful? Like, what were your thoughts on meditation?
I only did it like one time and it was hard. Like I felt like similar to what I was just saying. Like I was trying to concentrate on meditating, but I kept getting distracted and I kept thinking like,
okay,
I'm doing this wrong or I can't think about, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, before we dive in, there's no right or wrong with meditation. It's really just how it's going to benefit you and how it's going to help with your stress.
Okay.
So for mindful meditation, I encourage you to find a quiet, comfortable place, wherever that may be, whether it's outside in the grass or maybe you have a very comfy chair, just any place where you feel comfortable and quiet. And when you find this place, I encourage you to sit down, maybe crisscross applesauce or in a chair, something like that. We don't need to lie all the way down or slouch, anything like that. Like you need to be in a comfortable position, but it needs to be upright.
Okay.
And then I encourage you to take your focus to the center and think about your breathing. And I know that may be hard because, you have nothing else to think about when you're meditating, so your mind may straight away go to all the stressors that you're feeling.
Well, when you say focus on the center, what do you mean?
Focus on the now. Focus on what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Focus on just your breathing.
Okay.
Don't think about the stressors, or try really hard not to think about the stressors. So think about just breathing. Think about breathing in and breathing out and just sitting there and enjoying the moment.
Okay.
But like I said, it will be normal for your mind to wander.
Okay.
And don't judge yourself that this is happening. This is normal. Just accept the thought and let it pass. And then bring yourself back to the center, back to your breathing, back to the now.
Okay.
And try and sit there and just think about your breathing and calm for about 10 minutes.
Okay. And
sometimes meditation, you can put on music. I encourage music without lyrics, just regular, just playing like instrument sounds.
Yeah.
That can be helpful. Or if you like the sound of nature, the birds chirping, things like that. But
And when you say thinking about your breathing, am I literally thinking about like in and out? Like that's all I'm thinking about?
Yes, like just the point of meditation is to just be mindful of what is happening with your breathing and not to think about any stressor in your life. Like you can think about breathing in and breathing out if that helps you.
Okay.
If that helps to make your mind not wander.
Okay, yeah.
The point is just to try to get yourself back to the now and not think about the future. Think about what's going to happen tomorrow. Or, you know,
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think that you could use these two activities at home?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, like, it seems easy to probably incorporate them in, like, my morning routine or, like, things that I'm already doing.
And that's the point. Like, I know that you have a busy life and it's hard sometimes to, you know, stop and make time for yourself. But you also have to think about that that's very important. But these activities will help you feel like you can just do it in the shower.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I feel like these will very much benefit you with how your stressful life impacts you, and that they will help make your stressors not feel as bad. And they're going to help you feel more relaxed and more in the moment, live in the now. And as you practice these, I believe that you'll start to feel happier and less stressed.
Okay, great.
So, I mean, next time we'll reflect on how you feel that these activities are going and whether or not you think that they're working.
Every day, once a day?
You could do them every day, once a day. You could pick one day you do meditation, one day you do the 5 senses activity. Okay. You can do them both every other day. I just encourage you to do them as much as you can. Okay? Yeah. And then we'll reflect on how the effectiveness is going, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay, great.
We'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you so
much.
All right,
bye-bye.
Bye.